Today, I'm having Jack in the Box. Yeah, I was craving one of their chicken sandwiches. I'm gonna finish this one. Mm. Reminds me of like Chick-fil-A sauce. Doing great, actually. Mm. Whatever. And it's like, some people are just awful. Just plain awful.
I agree. Plain awful. Why are they awful? For all you folks who don't want to get in shape and you want to eat freaking fast foods and all this other stuff you should be eating and overeating, which is called gluttony. That's what it's called, right? It's called gluttony, right? Give me 1 minute.
Basically, we are bored and we're looking for some stimulation. So, why do we overeat? Number one, boredom. Basically, we are bored and we're looking for some stimulation. So, why do we overeat? Number one, boredom. Basically, we are bored and we're looking for some stimulation. Food consumption can increase neurotransmitter production and release. You can think of neurotransmitters as mood-affecting chemicals our bodies produce, and when we eat, neurotransmitters are released and we get that stimulation we're looking for. So what can you do? Well, keep yourself entertained. You can read, listen to music, work on your to-do list, or watch a movie. But stay away from any activity that triggers you to eat. Number two, you haven't eaten all day. Ever had this happen? You wake up late, out the door, and head to work. No time for breakfast. Get to work and it's busy. So you're just getting it done. Something comes up and you're going to have to skip lunch. The afternoon is even busier than the morning. And as the day gets later, things begin to slow and boom. Your brain says, dude, I'm starving. We need food. You leave work and head to the buffet across the street. It's been 18 hours since you last ate. When you're done with that buffet, you pounded down 3 full plates and 2 dessert plates, totaling around 3,500 calories.
Damn.
You've actually consumed more food in that one sitting than you do in a normal day. About an hour later, you feel awful. You're stuffed and bloated. So what can you do? Be prepared ahead of time by packing a lunch or at least some healthy snacks the night before. Have a stash of some healthy snacks at your workplace or in your car, just for these types of scenarios. If neither of these things I just mentioned are possible, then when you get the chance to eat, slow down. Eat slowly and give your body a chance to digest some of the food, and your brain will let you know when you're good. Number 3, to clean the plate. Maybe growing up you were told, come on, no playtime till you finish everything on your plate. In some people this becomes a habit, or they feel they have to clean the plate not to waste any food, or as a sign of respect to the person who cooked their food. The problem is that doing this every time can pack on the extra calories, which in turn can pack on the extra pounds. So what can you do? If possible, choose a smaller plate. This can help with keeping portion sizes more reasonable and cut down on overconsumption. Restaurant portions have gotten out of control, so if you're eating out, split everything. If there's no one to split with, get it set in your mind that you're going to eat half of everything on your plate and wrap the rest. This way you're getting 2 meals for the price of 1. Number 4, emotional or comfort eating. Sometimes life can be tough and stress can hit us hard. Many people look for something to help them cope with these situations. That piece of chocolate cake, it looks good, it smells good, and I know it tastes good. It's going to make me feel better. So you chomp it down, get the neurotransmitter high I mentioned earlier, and you get a temporary sense of comfort. But when you're finished, that stress is still there. So now it's time for that beautiful piece of carrot cake, and the cycle continues. So what can you do? Look to other healthier ways to cope with stress, like exercising or listening to music, both of which release neurotransmitters that can enhance your mood. You can do something that you find relaxing or fun, like going for a walk or watching a funny movie. Or talk to a close friend about whatever is causing you stress. Sometimes just talking about the issue with someone not involved in the issue can provide massive relief. Number 5, the people around us. Food is one of the few things that every person in the world has in common. We all need it to survive, and in many instances it can bring us together, such as for celebrations or special occasions. The people around us when we eat can cause us to overconsume food. People often say, come on, your plate isn't even full, or you've barely eaten, have some more. While their intentions are coming from a place of care or love, in the long run those intentions can be harmful by encouraging the overconsumption of food. So what can you do? Well, be prepared. If you're meeting up with people for a meal, have your shield of willpower out. When they encourage you to consume more, tell them that you're full to the top, can't eat another bite. Or tell them you ate too much earlier and you're feeling bloated. Or change up the subject matter by asking them a question and getting them off the subject of food. These are only a few of the reasons we overconsume food. The first way to attack many problems in life, such as overeating, is to be prepared and have a plan. Take a minute and think about the situations when you overconsume food, and come up with a strategy so you can be prepared for those situations.
Rob, when you say you've been living Atkins for years, does that mean you're dieting all the time? No, Dina, living Atkins doesn't mean I live on a diet. It means that the foods I eat and enjoy every day deliver healthy proteins and don't load me up with refined carbs or sugars. But hey, it is a new year, and if we're looking to lose a few pounds, let's be clear, the Atkins way of doing keto has helped all kinds of people lose weight. Atkins.com, it's all there, free, nothing to join.
Bible say about overeating? In this video, I'll answer that question from a biblical perspective. What does the Bible say about overeating? In this video, I'll answer that question from a biblical perspective. And afterwards, as always, I'll share some helpful resources, so stick around to the end. Gluttony seems to be a sin that Christians like to ignore. We are often quick to label smoking and drinking as sins, but for some reason, gluttony is accepted, or at least tolerated. Many of the arguments used against smoking and drinking, such as health and addiction, apply equally to overeating. Many believers would not even consider having a glass of wine or smoking a cigarette, but have no qualms about gorging themselves at the dinner table. This should not be. Proverbs chapter 23, verses 20 and 21 warns us, "Do not join those who drink too much wine, or gorge themselves on meat. For drunkards and gluttons become poor, and drowsiness clothes them in rags." Proverbs chapter 28, verse 7 declares, "He who keeps the law is a discerning son, but a companion of gluttons disgraces his father." And Proverbs chapter 23, verse 2 proclaims, "Put a knife to your throat if you are given to gluttony." Physical appetites are an analogy of our ability to control ourselves. If we are unable to control our eating habits, we are probably also unable to control other habits, such as those of the mind, lust and covetousness and anger, and unable to keep our mouths from gossip or strife. We are not to let our appetites control us, but we are to have control over our appetites. See Proverbs chapter 23, verse 2, and 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 5 through 7. The ability to say no to anything and access to self-control is one of the fruits of the Spirit common to all believers. Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. God has blessed us by filling the earth with foods that are delicious, nutritious, and pleasurable. We should honor God's creation by enjoying these foods and by eating them in appropriate quantities. God calls us to control our appetites rather than allowing them to control us. Want to learn more? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Visit GotQuestions.com.
Now, you heard it, all Bible, so you can't say nothing. Even got some of the New Testament in there, and it is agreeing with the Old Testament, which you call the first 4 books of Torah. So you can't say nothing, and he even brought the law up in there. So you still can't say nothing. What you need to do now is stop going to the fast food restaurants. And you also need to put down the spoon, put down the milkshake and the soda. You need some water, maybe some salad, and slow down on your eating habits. Other than that, do the law that the Creator made. All praise to the Creator and nobody else. Do the commandments, and of course statutes. Statutes just simply mean try to be as merciful and as nice and as kind as the Creator is. And the Creator is nothing but love, and of course the Spirit, and of course the King, and of course the only one, okay? And because he's the only Creator and the Creator would not ever exist in any type of body, because the Creator is a spirit, and the Creator says so, the Creator's self. So therefore you cannot say anything. So you can eat overeating, or you can say maybe I should lose some weight. Now that I know the scripture on this, and people have been ignoring it, and remind you zombies may be coming soon, and if you're a fatty, you're gonna be some good eating for some of those zombie daddies. All praise to the Creator and nobody else. Peace and love. Hope you listen.